how can you decrease the time it takes you to sell your professional services and therefore lower the cost of sale? There is an area in selling, in the process of selling professional services such as coaching, consulting, design, or marketing, or advertising, that takes quite a bit of time, and it's the interactions that we have at the forefront of the sales cycle. And the one effective way to decrease that sales cycle is to create a set of what we call silent sellers. Silent sellers are all the systems and devices and assets that help you sell without you being in the room. They're called silent, not because they don't communicate anything verbally or through images, but because you don't have to get into a live conversation with your prospective client. And they are very valuable because they save you time. And in professional services, time is not scalable, it's not replicable. So it's very important that you manage your time effectively. Therefore, once again, silent sellers help you make your whole sales process a lot more efficient. They deliver more value to you, but most importantly, they deliver higher value to your clients because you don't waste their time trying to figure out what is it that you do and how long it's going to take and what the process is about and so on. Silent sellers are these days predominantly embedded in your digital presence. They're on your website. And so that's the first category of silent sellers, is everything that you put on your website to inform and build trust and create that sense that people know you already before they get on the phone or on a Zoom call with you. Uh, Here is an example of a silent seller. It's this video, in fact, for my marketing. These videos all of these videos replace hours and hours of me once again, going to see each individual client and explaining to them what my philosophy is and what my perspective is. All of those silent sellers, all of those videos replace me and save me time. I only have to record them once, and then they are viewed dozens and dozens and dozens of times potentially. So that's for your digital presence. Another type of silent seller is your thought leadership, your perspective, what you publish on a regular basis. It's also digital, but it also can take the form of a paper book, for instance, or things that are physical, things that you print that you hand out to people. So these are examples of silent sellers. There is another kind of silent sellers that are less obvious and less of a translation from what exists already in marketing areas, such as marketing for products and so on. It's more about how you conduct your business. It's more about your behavior, things like the time during the day when you're going to sell emails, for instance. Yes, it tells a story about who you are as a professional. Do you find yourself sending emails late at night or in the middle of the night or during the weekends? It just sends the message and it fuels the narrative that you will work at any time during any day. And it's important, therefore, that you find a way to change that perception, maybe, if that's of interest. It's important that you let people know that you know how to rest, you know how to be disciplined, and you know what your open hours and your closed hour are, for instance, so that people and clients don't go believe that you can be available at any time, because you need to have structure and you need to have time to rest. And if you want to be profitable and serve multiple clients and serve and scale, you will have to create that discipline. So think about when you communicate with your clients directly. And if you really have to send an email in the middle of the night or late at night or during, and that's okay if you do it once in a while, if that's an exception, but don't make this a rule maybe. So that's an example. That's a very specific example of silent seller. There are visual silent sellers, and very often time, if we meet in person, those visual cues can be the environment, it could be the setting, could be our posture, how we enter the room, how we hold our body without even saying anything, the kind of decoration we have on the walls. Maybe we have diplomas, or we have an office that is built and designed with a specific standard. And all of these contribute to selling your expertise. Did you notice how attorneys and doctors, for instance, are really, really good at understanding and crafting those silent sellers, right? They immediately provide an experience that signals the narrative of the expert. You are not in charge. The second you enter their space, you're not in charge of the process anymore. You have to comply to their rules, their policies, their guidelines, their process, and therefore it makes you trust them even more. Notice that. Notice that the more clear, but also the more firm the process is to access their expertise, the more you will trust it. The more you will believe in the fact that their expertise is valuable because it's rare, because it takes effort to access. Similarly, pricing is a form of silent seller, right? Prices indicates value. And it's not because you have the cheapest price that people will perceive that you deliver the best value. In fact, it's quite the opposite. What is expensive is perceived as having higher value in general. So all of these techniques, methods, and strategies, I mean, I just gave you a handful of examples here, help you really decrease the time it will take you to sell and accelerate the sales process, because from the get-go, we know what kind of expert you are. We know if you sell expertise or not, and we can make a decision much faster. So we save time as a potential customer, and as a result, you will also save time and decrease your sales process and decrease your cost of sales. It will be easier and faster to vet your client and from the get-go know if a client is the right fit or not, so that you don't have to drag your clients, you don't have to drag yourself through a series of endless sales calls and through an endless sales cycles. I have clients who have spent upward of 15, 20 calls with the potential customers because they've not done a good job at helping them probe what value they provide and who they are as an expert. So think about these, develop these over time, build a solid informational website, build a brand. And as you can see here, I now have my MetaHelm logo on my video, and maybe that creates the perception, hopefully that creates the perception that I pay more attention to you. I want to provide a more polished and respectful experience to you, my viewers, and potential clients if you're seeing this. I hope this video is helpful, and I encourage you to work on your silent sellers to decrease your sales cycle, decrease your cost of sales, and really increase from the get-go the value you provide to people, so that you create abundance for your professional services firm in a soulful and meaningful way, and always in an authentic way. Thank you.